Welcome to a review on per capita. So I want to start with just kind of what does per capita mean. So if you think, we could talk about red cups per capita. And when you see anything like this, whatever comes first would go on top of in the ratio. The word per, remember, is that division bar, and then capita means people. So that could be the whole population or whatever people we are talking about in that particular problem. So when we get to this problem, we are talking about prison population. And so we want to know about prison population per capita. So check out this wordage here, prison population per capita. So we are going to do the United States together. Apologize for the blurriness, but we're going to put the prison numbers on top and the population on the bottom. So we've got 2,292,133 over 308 million. Million is 6, so I got to add 6 places after the decimal. And we divide. So when you divide this, it's going to get you, let me change colors here, 0.00743. And then you'll see the last column is scientific notation, so that would be 7.43 times 10 to the negative third. Now we're going to do the next one together as well. So Mexico, we want to put the prison population on top, so 222,330 divided by 110.9 million, so 6 places after the decimal, because one of them is a 9, the other 5 would be zeros. And we divide, and that will get you 0.002, which is the same as 2 times 10 to the negative third. So I now want you to hit pause and finish out the rest of this table. After you hit pause, come back, I'll give you the numbers. I'm not going to show any of the rest of the work. So if there's one that you don't get, shoot me an email and I can explain it to you. But the same process that we use for the U.S. and Mexico will be done for the rest of these. So try it yourself now. Okay, hopefully the rest of that table makes sense and you can read my handwriting. You'll notice that Haiti is the only one that has an exponent that's not negative 3 when it comes to scientific notation. All the rest of them are a number to the negative third power. So Haiti has a lower percentage of people in prison than the rest. So let's go to answer some questions. Write a meaningful sentences for the prison population per capita in Mexico. Well, you'll see that in Mexico, the per capita is 0.002. Well, this is the same as 2 thousandths, and I think as it's written, the 0.002, it's hard to write a meaningful sentence, but this is the same as 2 over 1,000. And if we do it that way, then you can say for every 1,000 people in Mexico, 2 of them are in prison. So that's what their per capita prison population means. And when we talk about Ireland, well, Ireland is similar. I mean, we could do it this similar way. Ireland, let me see, has a 0.001. So that would be 1 out of 1,000. So in Ireland, for every 1,000 people you have, 1 of them would be in prison. Now we get to the proportional reasoning portion of this. If the prison population of the U.S. was proportional to the prison population of Costa Rica, so we're talking about the U.S. versus Costa Rica, what would the expected prison population in Costa Rica be? So we're talking about prison compared to the population. So we know that the U.S. has 2292133 over 308.4 million people. We don't know how many prison people Costa Rica has, but they do have 4.67 million people. Since the populations are both in millions, we don't have to do anything else with that. So now, and I'm not going to go through all the steps, but right, we cross multiply and divide, and using a color you can see Costa Rica would be expected to have 34,709 people in prison if they were proportional to that of the United States. And then we go to the next problem. use the prison population and the total population in Honduras to estimate what it would be in U.S. if they were proportional. So now we're talking about Honduras versus the U.S. So our ratio is going to be Honduras, 11,846 over their population of 7.69 million. We're trying to guess or figure out an expected for the U.S. with 308.4 million. And if I cross multiply and divide, we would end up with 475,072. So this is what we would estimate if we were like Honduras, and we know from our data that we are a little over 2 million. So to think of 475,000 compared to 2.2 million, that is a huge, huge difference. So maybe we want to look at what Honduras is doing so we can maybe be closer to that. And number 6, which countries have the lowest and highest prison population rates, and what are those rates in percents? Well, the lowest is Haiti. So the lowest is Haiti, and so their decimal is 0.00055. Well, to change a decimal to a percent, we go 2 places to the right. So this would be 0.055%. And remember, the reason we can change these percents is because we are talking part to whole ratios. The people in prison is part of the whole population of the country, and we have part to whole. Now, when we look at the highest is the U.S. The U.S. is at 0.00743. So when I change it to percent, 1, 2, I get 0.743%. So 0.7% of the U.S. population is in prison, based off this data from 2010.